As ridiculous as it sounds, the laws for our country do not easily allow us to send those crossing our southern border back where they came from. A whole big wasted procedure must take place. Mexico and Canada have tough immigration laws, whereas ours are an Obama joke. Act Congress.
That's right. There is breaking news this morning. Kristen Nielsen, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, she said that they are working with Mexican officials, exploring all the options. And what's interesting is with these 1,200 migrants who are marching toward the United States, apparently there's a BuzzFeed reporter in there. And the BuzzFeed reporter says that Mexico is planning to disband the group by Wednesday.
Take your time. You're up to 1,200.
However, caravan organizers say, don't believe it. We're going to continue to march toward the United States and ask for asylum.
Well, Mexico is saying we're going to let the women who are pregnant, the people with disabilities, the people who have chronic illnesses, they can stay. The rest cannot. So in order to get to obviously to the U.S. border, you got to go through Mexico. They're saying they're not going to allow that to happen. But there is one grandmother that was interviewed by that BuzzFeed reporter who said she has two granddaughters. They're from El Salvador. She's asking permission to stay in Mexico. And then once she gets that permission, she's going to travel up to the border of the United States and seek asylum.
So, yeah, there's a third Mexican town. Welcome the migrant caravan. So it's now within 400 miles of the U.S., and they never expected this type of attention. I think the ideal was to go do the way they did in 2014 and just show up at the border. But now we have a microscope on them, and I don't think they're enjoying that type of scrutiny, nor is Mexico. In fact, here's a statement from the group, which is People Without Borders. The U.S. president opportunistically invoked refugee caravans as a pretext for threatening immigrants already in the country, specifically DACA recipients with the so-called nuclear option to remove their protections from detention and deportation. Trump is trying to turn Central American refugees and other immigrant communities against each other and use them as a bargaining chip with Mexico. No, we just rather control our borders. There's no overarching plan there.
No, the president just wants to know who's in the country to keep the criminals out, make sure our country's safe, period.
Well, so why do we know about it this time? Because, according to the director of policy studies at the Center for Immigration Research and Studies, she says the reason we know about it this time is this is a stunt.
If they're seeking asylum, what they should be doing is seeking it in the first safe country that they come to, which is Mexico in this case. But that's not what this is. This is a political stunt designed to challenge the United States and particularly the Trump administration. This is organized by activists. It's a walkathon for open borders. It's definitely a public relations stunt, and it's a challenge to our sovereignty. And the president needs to meet this challenge and not just carry on the way the Obama administration did and welcome them in. We don't need to accept their asylum applications. Heck, they're being trained on how to commit asylum fraud.